It's been 12 years since she walked out the door. 12 years since my world turned upside down, leaving me with our 2 kids, a broken heart, and a life I had to rebuild from scratch. I still remember that morning vividly. She packed her bags while I was at work. I came home to an empty house, 2 sleeping kids, and a note on the kitchen counter. I can't do this anymore. I've found someone else. I'm leaving. Don't try to stop me. The betrayal was sharp, like a knife twisting in my chest. For weeks, I replayed every conversation, every fight, every small sign I had missed. How could someone I trusted, someone I loved, choose another man over the family we had built together? I didn't collapse, at least not for long. I had 2 kids who needed me, a job that paid the bills, and a life that still had to go on. I focused on them, on stability, on making sure they never felt the chaos I was drowning in. I rebuilt my life quietly, slowly, learning to live without her, to live. Over the years, I heard rumors. She had married him. She had moved across the country. Occasionally, one of my kids would mention something they had heard from a friend or distant relative. But we never reached out. The wound was too deep. The betrayal too raw. And then, 12 years later, she called. I froze when I saw her name on my phone. Part of me wanted to ignore it. Part of me wanted to pick up immediately, demand answers, or finally let the anger I had buried for over a decade spill out. But I didn't answer. Not yet. The next day, she showed up at my doorstep. She looked different. Older, perhaps, but not in a bad way. There was an urgency in her eyes, a nervousness that I hadn't seen in years. I need to talk to you, she said, her voice tentative. Please, can we talk? I let her in. I wasn't warm. I wasn't angry. I was cautious. 12 years had taught me to protect myself, to trust my instincts, and to never let her actions dictate my emotions again. She sat across from me, wringing her hands. I made a mistake, she said finally. Leaving you, leaving the kids, leaving everything we had. I thought I was chasing happiness, but I lost everything instead. I lost you. I lost the family. I listened quietly, not because I didn't feel the anger, the hurt, the betrayal that still lingered like a shadow, but because I realized that the woman who hurt me 12 years ago was not the same woman in front of me. Or maybe she was, and I just had to face the truth. People can change, but trust cannot always be rebuilt. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, she continued, voice cracking. But I needed to tell you that I regret it, every single day. I've thought about you, the kids, the life I abandoned, and I hate that I can never take it back. I looked at her, calm, composed. I wasn't going to cry, wasn't going to shout. 12 years of rebuilding had given me clarity, a strength she could no longer touch. Regret doesn't undo betrayal, I said simply. You made your choice. I lived with the consequences. The kids lived with the consequences. And I built a life without you. I'm happy. We're happy. And that's what matters. Her face fell. I just wanted you to know. I nodded. I know. And I've listened. But nothing you say now changes what happened back then. The past is set. I can't erase the years we lost, the pain you caused. What I can do is protect the life I've built, the family I've raised, and the peace I've earned. She looked at me, desperate, pleading, perhaps hoping for a crack in the armor I had built over 12 years. But there was none. I had learned that forgiveness isn't about letting someone back in. It's about letting yourself move forward. Eventually, she stood up, realizing that this confrontation wasn't going to give her the closure or redemption she wanted. I walked her to the door, said nothing more. The lesson was clear. Some betrayals leave scars that time can fade but never erase. As I watched her leave, I felt a strange mix of relief and closure. Relief that I no longer had to fear her choices, that she had no power over my life. closure in knowing that 12 years of pain, struggle, and rebuilding had made me stronger, wiser, and untouchable by the past. The kids didn't know the full extent of her visit, and I didn't tell them. There was no need to drag them into the emotional chaos she created once again. My life, their life, had moved on. And that's what mattered most. 12 years ago, she left me broken. Today, I stand whole. Betrayal hurt me deeply, but it also taught me the most important lesson. Happiness, stability, and dignity aren't dependent on someone who chooses to leave. They are built, nurtured, and protected, even when others abandon you. She came back after 12 years expecting, I don't know what. Forgiveness? Tears? A chance to reclaim what she lost? But life doesn't work that way. Life moves forward, and sometimes the people who hurt you are left behind, staring at the world they once left intact, realizing too late that their choices cannot be undone. I've learned that betrayal can break hearts, but it can also build resilience. 12 years of pain didn't ruin me. They shaped me. And when she walked away that last time, I realized she had no power over me anymore. She had lost her place in my life long ago. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I didn't cry. I simply watched her go, smiling faintly, feeling stronger than I had in years, and knowing that the life I built without her was finally mine, untouchable and complete.